Hello and welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heaven Thinking. Today we're going to look at 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 14 to 16. So I'll read it and we'll get right into this week's challenge. Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? What harmony is there between Christ and Belial? Or what does a believer have in common with an unbeliever? What agreement is there between the temple of God and idols? For we are the temple of the living God, and God has said, I will live with them and walk among them, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. These verses are a great reminder for us as Christians to be living different lives, living a completely different lifestyle than those around us. And it's a good reminder for us not to be, as it says in verse 14, yoked together with unbelievers. While we are called to minister to unbelievers, while we're called to be witnesses of Christ to other people and to share the good news of the gospel with everyone, as many people as we can, we are not called to yoke ourselves with unbelievers. Quite the opposite. Instead, we are called to be different, to be set apart, to be holy for the Lord, and to not try to have this yoked together relationship with unbelievers. We need to make sure that the people we are surrounding ourselves with on a daily basis, the people that we are taking into our confidence, the people that we're developing close friendships with and relationships with, we need to make sure that they are of the same mind as us, that they are worshiping Jesus, that they're living for him in their lives, that their lifestyle reflects that of hopefully what our lifestyle is reflecting, which is supposed to be Jesus Christ. As Christians, we are supposed to shine as a light and an example to unbelievers, and we can't do that very well if we're getting entangled by the same things that unbelievers are getting entangled with. And if you look at the other scriptures, it shows us that bad company corrupts good character. We might have great intentions and think, oh, it's not going to be a problem if I have a friendship with this person and I'm really yoked together with this person. I'm going to be a better influence on them than they're going to be a bad influence on me. That often does not happen. It's usually not the case at all. Quite the opposite. Usually we don't influence them at all or very, very little, and they influence us a ton with worldliness and ungodly characteristics, and then we start to be completely different than what God wants us to be. And so these verses are a great reminder for us to live pure lives, to live set apart lives, and to be on mission for Jesus and not allow the world to yoke us down, to entangle us, to get us off track, but to keep our lives focused on Jesus and our eyes and our perspective focused on Jesus as well. That's my challenge for you this week, and I hope you'll join us next time for another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heaven We're Thinking.